Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything with me, Yaasha Sabba. Here at Sky Unlimited Law, we answer questions related to estate planning, trusts, probate, asset protection, long-term care planning. And I'm just going to answer 3 questions today for all of you guys. First question. My grandfather wants to remove my aunt from his deed. He has listed my mother as the beneficiary of his trust, and the house is listed in the trust, not necessarily titled to the trust. My question is, since my aunt is listed on the deed, who gets the house? Does the trust take precedence over the deed? My aunt is not complying with being removed from the deed, and my grandfather is too old to make it happen. Can my mother act as his power of attorney? Here's the deal. Your grandfather's created a trust, and he probably wrote on the document, oh, the house belongs to this trust. But the problem is a house has title. What does that mean? It means it is registered with the government somewhere, who owns the home, and the deed, that's the title of the home, is recorded with the government. So if your grandfather at some point in his life put your aunt on the deed of the home and recorded that with the government, just because the trust says that the home is supposed to be in this trust does not mean that the home was actually transferred to the trust. That's the discrepancy here. Aunt is on the deed, but you're saying the home is in the trust. No, it's not. This is me telling you that's not true at all if your aunt is on the deed. So either your aunt needs to sign title of the home over to the trust, because guess what? Your aunt is on the deed. That means your aunt legally owns the home. Does she own it with grandfather, or does she own it alone? If she owns it alone, it's in her best interest to do nothing because it's her home, not your grandfather's, regardless of what the trust says. So yeah, the trust doesn't take precedence because your grandfather doesn't even own the home. Your aunt owns the home. It's her home. He transferred it to her during her lifetime. So you might need to come to our office or just let me know. I think the best way to figure this out is let's start by looking at the deed. Is both your aunt and your grandfather on it, or is it just your aunt? If it's just her, it's her home, not your grandfather's. He gave it away to her a long time ago. But if he's on it too, we can at the very least still move his interest into his trust. We can try talking with aunt and asking her to move it over, but at this point in time, it might not make sense to do that, really, unless we can convince her there's some tax advantages to that, which there are. Outside of that, your mother, even if your mom has power of attorney over your grandfather, your mom can't do things like changing the name from your aunt to someone else. Your aunt and whoever's her power of attorney will be the only ones able to do that. Your grandfather has no control in this situation. So if he has no control, then your mother has no control. Still, best thing, reach out to me. I think if I can look at the deed, I can tell you kind of what the situation is, and we'll just double check on that.